John 2:22. Hateun, egerthe ek nekron, emenesthesan hoi mathetai autu, hati, tuta elegen, kai epistusan te graphe kai to lago han epen ha Jesus. This is, of course, in the midst of the conversation between Jesus and the Jewish authorities. Destroy this temple, I'll raise it again in 3 days. The temple he spoke of was his body. And we read, so when he was raised from the dead. Notice it's interesting, isn't it, how that's plural, raised from the realm of the dead, from the dead peoples. When he was raised from the dead, his disciples remembered that he was saying this. I remember that Jesus said, destroy this temple, I'll raise again in 3 days. And they believed the scripture, right? Remember the verb pisteuo takes a dative object. They believed the scripture and the word which Jesus spoke, which is telling us that the author of this gospel is saying that Jesus' resurrection from the dead was not only a fulfillment of the specific word that he spoke, but a fulfillment of the Old Testament scripture. Let's look at a few things here. This word, this first verb here, egerthe. Egerthe, what is that? Well, you see the theta, you see the lengthened initial vowel, bam, right? It's going to be aorist passive indicative, third person singular. Third singular because it's referring to Jesus, was raised from the verb egero, when he was raised from the dead. Let's also look at this verb here, emenesthesan, right? Again, we have an augment, we have a theta, bam, right? It's an aorist passive indicative, but this time it's a third person plural ending. And we remember this is from the verb memeneskamai. Oh yeah, that's one of those middle preference verbs, middle only verbs. A verb of mental cognition prefers the middle. So even though this form is passive, it's conveying a middle idea. We see that frequently in the Koine period where you have a verb, a middle preference verb will use a passive form to convey a middle idea. Translated here just as remembered, right? Who's remembering? His disciples remembered.